Hey everybody, Tyler Feaster with Outdoors in the Bluegrass. Real quick vlog entry. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but while we were out on the farm in Anderson County the other day doing getting some deer prep done and taking that opportunity to do a little bit of photography and filming, on the way back in we actually ran across a turkey on the tree line. And at first we stopped and looked, expecting it to take off and go, and it sat there and it didn't go anywhere. In fact, it looked like it was struggling, like it was dying. So we immediately hopped out of the side-by-side and went over to it, not to try and aggravate it and get too close and things like that. My sister kind of approached it, real slow and gentle, like, that feminine touch. If anybody's going to do it, let it be her. But anyway, we quickly noticed that the bird seemed to be having trouble with one of its wings or legs, and it was kind of, I don't know much about turkey anatomy or the science behind it, but it seemed like it was breathing real hard or gasping for air, I guess you could say. So at the point we realized that this bird is definitely in some serious trouble, we quickly, there's people in the background that you can't see on camera, myself included. We immediately started contacting Fish and Wildlife. The first thing we did was we contacted the 1-800 number that we'd recently seen for the EHD blue tongue outbreak, to call to notify if you saw anything. And of course it went to an answering machine, and we knew we didn't have much time. Really at that point it wasn't a question of, how are we going to save this animal. I knew there was really probably going to be no way. So my question was at this point to myself, and can we put this thing down out of its misery? Is that legal? Can we do that? So we started calling Fish and Wildlife people we know that work for Fish and Wildlife, that are personal friends or personal acquaintances. We get a hold of one, and their advisement is most likely, if it's breathing hard, it could have a punctured lung for a fall out of a tree, or a hawk could have came down and a talon can get it in its lungs. They've seen that before, and they get a collapsed lung. The other option is that that suggestion from that person is basically what you needed to do is probably just let nature take its course. Which I get it, I completely understand. I mean, nature is nature. That would have happened if we had never walked by. It happens in nature all the time. But I have this thing about putting, I don't like seeing things suffer. And a lot of you out there maybe watching this that don't like hunting, well, you're going to kill it anyway. There's a huge difference in harvesting an animal during season for food than watching one just suffer and die, okay? So let's not play those games. The next thing is we got a hold of another person, and their suggestion is that get a hold of Fish and Wildlife for the 1-800 number, and they'll go ahead and put it out of its misery, and they'll give you a reject tag. Still haven't looked into that to know if that's 100% accurate, but I knew we didn't have time. The bird was quickly dying, and so we made one more quick call to someone else we knew, and they said just go ahead and put it down. But by the time we got to that, unfortunately we watched that turkey take its last breaths and die. So nature did take its course. We felt really bad that it was suffering, and I just want to share it with you. I mean, it's outdoors. It's something that, a lot of people don't run across unless you're outdoors a lot. And I've been outdoors a lot and haven't even ran across a turkey that's dying. So, deer tangled up in fence lines, barbed fence, stuff like that. But I just want to share that because, a dilemma came about us. What do we do? What's right morally, but what's also right legally? What is that? What do we need to do? So, I think what I've learned from this is, even though I've been outdoors for my entire life, I don't know all the rules and regulations. So I think with this story, what I'm kind of taking from it is that if you're going to be an avid outdoorsman or woman, and you're going to go out and do things in the outdoors and participate in the outdoors, I mean, you need to learn. You need to learn, safety. You need to learn medical attention, CPR, those kinds of things. Know every bit of safety you can possibly take, and know the rules and the laws, so that when you come across this stuff, it's what your actions are in the best interest for the parties you're with, the nature you're in, and the animals that live in that habitat. That's what we take from it. I'm sorry if it kind of grossed you out a little bit, but we had to share. And thank you all so much for liking and sharing our page. We really, really appreciate it. Without us, wouldn't be you. Without you, wouldn't be us. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we will talk to you very soon. Thank you so much.